So what you need to do is that since we want to create a class for the hooks where we have our base tier. So you click on the rec and roll hooks. You can see that hooks, the one that has the last one that has event binding. So you click on that.
And add.
Wait. Before you add, then let's give it a name. Where you have name, you can see hooks.cs.
Yeah.
So name it as base test. Delete everything, then you type base test. Let's name our hooks. No. Don't forget in your the uppercase T, base test. Good. Then you had. Don't worry. By default, the .cs is going to add to the name. Your Visual Studio is not responding.
Let's give it a bit of time.
This
Yeah, it's back up.
Okay, so when you go back to the last video, so I did explanation on the hook, so I don't think I'm going to repeat myself. So by default, this is what we're going to have. Very simple. So what your base test or your base test class, we have your before scenario. This thing is very straightforward, telling you some of those, logic implementation that happens before, there's what we call before scenario. And where can you find your before scenario? Where can you find your scenario? You can find your scenario under the features. Do you understand? You can click on the login.features that you have there
Where is that?
at your by your what's it called right hand side. You know where the folders are?
Oh yeah.
Your login.features.
Yeah.
Good. Click on that. Oh, you've not even set up what's it called? Um you've not set up even the login features. So that is one of the reasons that you still need to go back to that video
Yeah.
because I can't remember how I explained those scenarios. So by the time somebody shared the screen, then probably if you are fast, you'll be able to continue. So what I'm trying, so what I'm explaining to you here is that remember I was saying something about under your business class, we have before scenario, after scenario. You are referring to this particular scenario where
Okay.
you have the one we have. You can see something like at tag one, isn't it? By default, then you can see scenario, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
so go back to your base test. Simply, let me just in a simple or in a simple sentence, what we're trying to do here is that we're trying to implement a logic that will tell us those action that needed to be executed before scenario. Look at that one. Scenario at tag one. It's telling us, okay, what are those things
Oh,
that we have in your features? That is before scenario. So where you have your public void, that method before scenario with tag is going to execute those logic. Those that is the before scenario. Then after scenario is also what implement some logic for each of those scenario or some steps. So that is one thing about your base test. So even what you have there, those ones that you have in green that have double slash, that double slash means commented out. The minute when in C sharp, when you have those double forward slash, it's telling us that probably you want to write a write up, but that those particular line of code is not being executed, it's been exempted. Do you understand?
yeah.
All right, from default, from what we have here, I've really explained what the base test is all about. So what we'll be doing today is we'll be setting up our, what's it called, our base test and as well we'll be generating the step definition. Then we now look at probably a simple assignment before we now proceed. Gradually we are carrying out automation. So kindly, since you don't have what's it called your future file ready, let me proceed with someone that has a future file ready. Then if
Yeah.
you are very very fast, you might quickly type what the person have on the screen. And I could remember vividly, I also share UAT. What's the meaning of UAT? That's application on that test. Don't forget I said that I'll be using some technical language. Then if I were you, I would jot those things down. I'll also make a research about what it means. So you can stop sharing
Yeah.
then the previous person that shared the screen can also proceed. But don't worry, you are going to catch up. It's not difficult.
Okay, cool.
So who is sharing? Good. So, Jack, this is what you've made so far. So this is for the login. So we've entered the, let me say, the scenario. Don't forget in your manual and in your manual testing, you definitely write your test cases from what's it called, from the user story as written by the business analyst. If I'm right, don't forget that in Blue Sky, the business had okay, the business analysts also write their stories or your product backlog items (PBI). Some call it user story. You understand? Using the Gherkin syntax, isn't it? Where you have the giving and blah 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 blah. When I did this, then something happened. I could remember vividly. I explained that those syntax, the Gherkin syntax, the given is a precondition. The when is an event that happened. When certain things happen, the action, what did you do? Let me use that word. Then is what is the outcome rather. The then is the result of the action performed by your when. And I said in that last video that your and, from the word and means conjunction. So in line 11 and 12, that and is the same thing as when. So instead of me, repeating myself, when I enter a valid password as this, when I click the submit button, then I should be logged in successfully. So this is just a simple, let me use the word valid login word scenario. So what we're going to do now is to generate our step definition. So let's start from generating step definition. Um, the person sharing the screen, I would rather advise that under your feature file where you have calculator.features, delete that calculator.features. You only have that one by default. So we don't need that. So we are not running automation on that. Thank you. Good. Remember, when you look at your step definition also on that same folder, yes, click on the step definition. You also have the step definition. No, 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 no. I only ask you to click on that folder. Yeah, there's an arrow in front of it. Click on that arrow. You can see calculator dots. So that one is by default. You can delete it also. So you might wonder why we have that there by default. Remember last Friday I said from your feature file you'll be able to generate your step definition, and that is what we want to do now. So um now there are two things I want you to understand. Sorry, the person sharing the screen should clean what's it called? Go to build. Click on build. Click on clean solution. Then click on the build again. Then build. Okay. So you're going to do something for me. Good. Somebody is going to ask a question. How come this thing, goes right up to onto purple, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's because I noticed that ideally after generating your step definition, that is when it's going to bind. That is when the color is going to change. Are you getting it now? But I was surprised when I discovered that that color was white. Let me put it that way. So that shows that it was binding and it's automatically wrong. This is the way it's supposed to be. So it is after you've generated your step definition that the step definition has binded, then the color is going to change. So your line 9, please let's correct that English language over there. Given I am on the, that day is not supposed to start with capital letter T. Yeah, the same thing applicable with your login page. Given I'm on the login page, that hell, on that same line 9, then you do the same thing for the page. Okay. When I enter, just make it lowercase. And I enter a valid, change this one, username. And good. Yeah,
So Can I ask, when do we actually have to use this
Don't worry.
um
Those
uppercase and lowercase?
yeah, by the time it's very important that you need to understand the naming convention in C sharp. Naming convention in C sharp is quite different from that of you know Java programming language. I think by the time we get to our page, the page object, then you will understand where we need to use both. Let me give you even an example. When we are naming our base test class, you can see that the base starts with uppercase. Why the
Yes,
T? Are you getting it now? Even when
yes.
we are naming our project, we call our project Rec and Roll Project 3. You can see that the R start from uppercase, then that
Yes.
project P start with upper. From there I can this it's very easy for me to distinguish that that is rec and roll project instead of me putting a space in between. Those
Okay.
uppercase as also, make it known to me that it's more than like it's let me say two different word entirely. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Yes.
So, submit button, then I should log in successfully. Good. In generating step definition, what we have the intention of doing is that those steps, what are those steps? We want to generate step definition for each of these steps, the given when and that is line 9 to 13, isn't it?
Yes.
There are one, in terms of step definition, there are methods that we can generate everything of those steps. And in case you want to generate just a single you want to generate a step definition for a single line of I don't want to use the word code, but for a single line of, let me say, text. Let's be practical here.
Mhm.
Now that you've put your cursor on line 12,
Yes.
in a situation that if I want to generate a step definition for line 12, then I'll right click that, then click on go to definition. So you are telling it to go to definition. Can you see now?
Mm.
This particular snippet, can you see what is there? If you can read that right, you can see something like when I click the submit button. Don't click here, so I'm just
Okay.
explaining. You can see that when I click the submit button, that is the step definition for that particular line 12.
Yeah.
That is if you want to generate step definition for just one single word steps.
Okay.
Where you have public void, when I click the submit button, we call those ones a method, but we are not going into that yet. So you cancel it or you click on no. So instead of generating step definition one after the other, line 9, we create another one, line 10, line 11, in that order. What about a situation whereby you have a scenarios that you probably more than, let me use the word, 20 line of code? Do we now start generating step definition one after the other? No.
Mm.
So for us to do it at once, so you can also put your cursor anywhere. It can even be on that same line 12. What you just do is that you just right click. So instead of clicking on go to definition, what
Yeah.
you will now do is that you will just click on define steps. Hold on. That means you guys should understand that the difference between go to definition. When you click on go to definition, you are telling me that, that particular generate step definition for that particular word line. But
Line.
when it is defined steps, you can see that that step is even pluralized.
Yes.
Define step. That means you want to define what or generate all the steps, isn't it?
Yes.
Click on the define steps. What do you notice? That
Many
that
all the steps.
all the steps. You can scroll up and down so that people can also see that. You can see that it has generated all the steps.
Oh, okay.
In case probably you feel like, maybe you are working on a code and discover that, okay, you like, I don't want to generate all the steps, probably few steps or the few ones that are not binding. What you do, you can check it out here. Um, so nevertheless, so just click on create. So what do you notice, guys? Your step definition
Have
has
come out.
automatically be what? be created.
Created.
When you look at your line 6, you can see that word, you can see that attribute binding, isn't
Mm.
it?
Mm-hmm.
So that is what we, if you go back to your future file, yeah, click on that, click on that in case
Mm.
something is wrong here. Anyway, what I'm trying to explain in terms of that binding is that you can see that that color has changed, isn't it?
That's changed to white now.
Yeah, so except line 10 and 11. So we are still going to look at what happened while line 10 and 11 are doing film trick. But don't worry, we'll settle that. Yes, Jack, you have a question. You're raising your hand.
Yeah, quick one. How did you get it? I missed it because I was typing up with information. How did you get it to turn purple?
How it turns to purple?
Yeah.
Yeah, by default, even when you are typing, that's what it's supposed to be.
Oh, because mine is still white, but
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah. As a matter of fact, it might be white, but what you need to do is to clean and build. You save all. Do you know how to do that? You save, clean, and build solution.
Remind me, what's the, is it the
Okay, okay.
debug?
Hold on. No, no, not the bug. Let the person sharing screen try to explain to you. Take your brow. What you need. So you click on exactly that is the build, but you need to save all first. Then you need to save all. Okay, then you click on build. Then you can see clean solution. You see that?
Yeah,
Should I click it?
No, no, not you.
yeah, I've seen it. I've done it.
Then build solution.
Mm,
All right. So yeah. Now that we've generated our step definition, I know somebody is going to ask me a question. Why is it that everything is not white, that we still have issue with line 10 and 11, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's an issue. Why generating the step definition? If you look at line 10 and 11, those sentences almost look the same. When I remember, I said that when that and is the same thing as when, then a valid. So let's go back to our step definition anyway. And 3-1.
Should I
No,
click on it?
click on the step definition. Click on it. So let's see. Given when I enter a valid name as string student and I enter a valid password as okay. That password is not a string, it's having that is why it's not generating that. Scroll down, scroll down. Yeah, I think the issue is in line 22. Is passing that as a string, but when you look at that line of code, it's not a string, it's having both. Okay, let's do it this way. Go back to your feature file. Just because the reason why it's not aligned that when you look at your line 11, where we enter the password as then password then 123, remember it contains both alphabet and numbers, isn't it? So
Yes.
it was because of that numbers, that string is telling us that, oh, everything they're supposed to be alphabet, but now just because we have that 123 there, so it's not saying that, it's not binding it. Okay, let's do it this way. Remove the 123 at the back. Um, though it's not a string. Let's try to right click on that. In fact, try to go to definition. Let me see what is going to happen. Click on go to definition. Okay, it has written it as a password. Okay, what you need to do is that click on no, no. So let's go back to our step definition. Okay, where you in line 21, where you have your PO, that PO, you can change that PO to password. Line 20, like 22 rather, that line 22. Go back to your step definition.
Step definitions.
Oh, sorry, to your feature file.
Okay.
Okay, save all. Then clean and build again. Let's see if it's going to bind. Clean solution.
Can I build now?
Yeah. What do you notice?
It has gone to white, and then the password and student are in orange.
Okay, all right. So that is regarding what's it called, your feature file. So that shows that it has binded. But go back to your features. The reason why,
Features.
sorry, your step definition rather.
Okay.
Please take note. The reason why, don't forget, the reason why this thing was able to bind is that when you go to scroll up, we have this binding attribute on line 6. If you remove that line 6, it will not bind.
Okay.
Let's try it and see. Once you make, don't forget what is there. Yeah, you can just, okay, what you need to do is that in front of line 6,
Yes.
before that square bracket, before the first one, no, that is the back. Let me put, is it the back or front? Okay, the back, at the back, exactly where you have your, put forward slash, 2 forward slash. That means you comment it out.
/.
Exactly. Then save. Save all. Then go back to your features. Let's see. Clean and build. Do you notice what, can you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it has changed again. Back
It
to
has changed again. Aha. So that is the excess of that attribute. That binding attribute enables your steps to get binded.
Okay.
Do you understand? If you do not have that binding attribute there, to be honest, your your steps will not bind.
Okay.
So from the word binding, it's just like when you are having super glue. So let me use that word super glue. So that binding attribute is like your super glue in a simple language. So let's go back to your step definition. Aha. So on comment, do you know the meaning of on comment? On comment out.
I should remove this /.
Exactly. So remember, I've once explained that when you put that forward slash, that means you are commenting out, meaning that you don't want to execute that particular line of code. Do you understand?
Yes.
But in feature file, if I want you to uncomment in feature file, instead of using the forward slash, you use the hash key. Dennis, your hands is up. Go for it, Dennis.
Yes. Why is it that when they use the 123 with the password and it is not binding, and now the scene has changed? If you use 123, will it bind? Would it work? I want to know.
Okay, when we're generating the, what's it called, the step definition, 123 is not a string. Password 123 is not a string because it's an integer. It's a combination of let me use the word number. Let me say alphanumeric. So definitely, it's not saying it as a string. I
So what
said,
should be done for it to, to be seen as, in this
yeah,
case? Like this?
in this case, we can make it an integer. It's possible for it. We can give a trial. Although this method, which I'm teaching you guys for taking this particular, is more or less like really like more like hard coding. But that's why I said we just want to take it in a more simpler way that once people understand, then we'll be making some changes. Ideally, if I'm to write my future files, I will not write it that in this method that I'm taking you guys. But for us to make it more simpler, for those that might not have that have not even gotten knowledge about automation, so that is why I'm using this simple method. Do you understand? So gradually, as we are as we progress, then we'll be making some changes. We might also use the same features, but we might be using data table, whereby this issue of hard coding will not be there. So the essence of doing this is that so that once some, let me say, not everybody, once some have the basic understanding of automation, then taking it to another level, let me put it that way, will be quite easier. But the most important thing is to have the understanding of how it is being done. But let's give it a trial anyway. Let's give it a trial. That is your line 22. Your line 22. That string. Okay, go back to your feature file first. Let's see if it's going to accept it. Put the same 1, 2, 3 at the back of that password. Let's see if it's going to work. Okay. Then go back to what's it called?
Step definition.
Yeah, then at the back of that password to put 1, 2, 3. Let's see what is going to happen. Okay, let's try something if it's going to pass. I know it might not. Okay, save, clean, and build, and let's see if it's going to bind. But it is seeing it as a string, but it's not a string because it has numbers. Now let's go back to our, the feature file. I want to look at what is happening there. Oh, really? Anyway, I'm not
That
expecting
is
it to
working.
work, and it's working. Fine, okay. Let's leave it the way it is. Thank you, Dennis.
Welcome.
All right. What did you even stop? Okay, I was trying to explain the issue, what's it called, explaining the issue of binding, isn't it? And I
Yes.
also said something about the forward slash in your classes. When you use forward slash, that means you are commenting out. But in your feature file, if I want to comment out, let's say line 13, instead of me using forward slash, I will use the hash key. Do you understand? I will use the hash key.
Okay.
So I'll just put it at the back of, for example, I want to comment out line 13. Just put the hash key at the back of the den. Just try it. Let's see.
Back here.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Can you see that it has commented out that particular line?
Yes.
That means it's going to turn it to green. So you can, so that means that particular line of code will not be executed.
Oh, okay.
So you can remove it or comment it. Yeah. Okay, so you can save us so that we can continue. Okay, now we'll be able to generate our step definitions, isn't it? So
Yes.
what we are going to do next is to set up our hooks, which is our base test class. So go back to your base test class. So let's set up our hooks. So let's try to write some snippets. Yeah, your base test, you're not clicking on it too. Not that one though. I mean the one that has C# base test. Exactly. Good. All right. Sorry, let me have. Are you sharing your full screen?
Yes, are you not seeing my full screen?
I'm struggling. Oh, let me not deceive you. It's like you sharing half of your screen.
Okay, should I stop and
No, no,
reshare?
no, 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 don't stop. Let's just continue. At least I can. All right. Do you mind to scroll to your left-hand side? No, 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 no.
This one,
No.
my
Look at,
left-hand side.
wait. How will I even explain this so that you understand what I'm talking about? At the middle of your, what's it called? In between, line 33. Can you see line 33, isn't it?
Yes.
You can see that I cannot see the beginning of those codes.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. All right. Good. So let's try to, so yes. What you need to do is that I want us to use this same class that's been created by default. Now, the first thing we need to do to update our, what's it called, our base test is that we'll need, if you want to probably write those things down, you can write it down. It's very, very important. The first thing I will need to do is that your line 8, let's make the code, let's make everything clean. Your line 8, delete everything you have in your line 8.
Line 8.
Yes. Those things. So let me use that. Let me even know if you know what I'm doing. Everything that is being commented in this particular page, delete everything. Every line of code that has been commented out, delete everything. So that means you are going to delete line 13 to 16.
Right?
Good. Do the same thing for, I'm struggling
Line
to,
19,
yeah, 19 to, is it 22 or 23?
22.
Okay, do the same thing. I'm struggling to see it, to be honest.
Should I exit and maybe share
No, no,
again?
no, 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 don't worry, don't worry.
Okay.
Then you do the same thing
For
for,
25.
exactly. Okay. I can see before see that. Okay, let's do it this way. I don't need that. You see, line 16
Yes.
to 20. I don't need that particular. I don't know those ones. You can delete those ones.
16 to 20.
Yes, delete that. Okay, so we have before scenario and after. Okay. Anyway, I want you to work on something in line 10. So let me just explain something to you. Remember, we have before scenario at tag 1, isn't it?
Yes.
So if you go back to your feature file, just what I'm trying to do is for explanations. Your feature file, yeah, click on it, your feature file. Remember in your line 7, we have at regression test, isn't it?
Yes.
Jack, when you look at your own feature file, by default, it is at tag 1 that you will see there.
Yeah, but you know, Jay, I missed the step where you ran the code, where you ran it. I was stuck on that code.
Yeah,
So I'll just I'll watch
no,
the video again.
yeah, okay, yeah, but by default, if you create your feature file, by default, you have at tag 1. What I'm trying to say is that, okay, what are those logic that needed to be implemented for this particular tag? However, you can also use that tag probably to distinguish type of testing that you are carrying out. Remember, as a tester, there are different type of testing. It might be smoke testing, sanity testing, regression testing. You are trying to distinguish,
Which
you
one?
are just
Yeah.
which one you want to carry out, you understand? So that is not something that we need to basically get concerned. So what that particular line of code or what that particular snippet in your feature file is telling us that, okay, carry out a particular or carry out a logic for the one of this particular tag, but either before scenario or after that scenario with that tag. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Don't let me get you confused. Just let's assume we are ignoring line 7, the one that has that
Yeah.
as. So let's go back to our base test. I don't want to get you guys confused, but it is good I just explain some things. Okay. So what you help me to do is that when you look at what's it called, our feature file,
Yeah.
go back to our feature file again, sorry, so that somebody will understand again what I'm referring to. In our feature file, your line 8 is what? Scenario.
Scenario.
Okay, good. So let me quickly explain what I had intention of doing in our base test. I want to do, let me say 2 things in our base test. I want to implement logic before scenario. That is, I want a particular logic to be implemented. Let me say from line 1 to line 7. That is what? Before what? Scenario, isn't
First,
it?
yes.
But my scenario is line 8 to what? To
To
13.
13.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So then after scenario means that I want to implement some logic after line what? 13.
13.
So I will call that one what? I will call line 14 what? After what?
Scenario.
Scenario. That is the simplest way I can explain this thing. Line 1 to 7, we can refer to them as what? Before what? Scenario.
Scenario.
That means help me to carry out a particular task. Do certain things for me before that particular what? Scenario. Then after line 13, I can refer to them as what? After what?
Scenario.
So somebody is now wondering, what are those things that are supposed to be done before scenario, and what are those things that are supposed to be done after what? Scenario. So that is what we'll be doing today. So let's go back to our base test. Okay, good. So I want this thing to be neat. Remember, I talked about before scenario and after scenario.
Yes.
So the after scenario is okay. It's ready to kickstart, but our before scenario is not ready. So help me to delete that in line 10 where you have open and close bracket at tag 1. Those ones in red. No. Yeah, exactly. Delete it so that you all will have exactly. Delete that one too, so that what you have in that square bracket will be before scenario. You can remove the open and close bracket too. Good. Then your line 11, that method with tag, remove that with tag. Hold on. Somebody was asking me the excess of this uppercase and lowercase. You can see the way they've written it now. Before
Yes.
scenario with tag.
Mm-hmm.
PSWT, they are in what? In uppercase, isn't it?
Yes.
Don't delete everything, just delete that with tag. So that what you'll be left there in that method is before scenario. Don't worry, today teaching will be very simple, just and very short, so that you guys will understand this thing. I don't want to make everything look cumbersome. All right, is anybody having any question regarding to what we have now? Any question?
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm stuck in like a few steps before, but I think I'd rather just watch the video, to be honest, and take my time.
If you watch the video, so don't worry, I'll make today's video very short, so we'll not go deep. So I think this is the last one that I'll be doing just to set this up. Then later I'll give it an assignment because the next one we'll be going for will be very, very interesting. Okay. All right. So let's start from the beginning. Let's go to, I can't see what's it called, the first line of code. Scroll up. All right. Okay. Your line C is public seal, class-based test. Okay. Remember I said there are certain things to be done before scenario and there are certain things to be done after what?
Scenario.
All right. So in your line 8, what I'm going to do in line 8, exactly. Put your cursor there. Oh, no. Just put your cursor there in line 8. Yeah, just create space, so that I can see it. Enter. Okay, that's okay. So what I'm going to do is, if you are writing, you can write down. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to declare my driver. I'm going to declare or initialize my driver.
Should I write it down?
Don't write. Don't write. Okay, if you want to write it, I've explained to you that if in case you want to write it, you can use your / to comment it out. Remember, I
Okay.
said you use that to write note, isn't it? So you
Yes.
can write, declare driver. For those of you, that's why I said you guys should hold your notebook to you. So there are, you know, some steps that you need to jot down, and so I want to declare my driver. So click on enter. So remove that /. We have started writing code though. Yeah, so C# is interesting. So how do I declare my driver? After recording, I'm going to use a very simple scenario to explain this so that you guys will understand. I don't want what I want to say to be in the recording section. All right, so type public, right? Let your P be in lowercase.
Oh, that's okay.
So public, then after that public, don't worry, you understand this thing. Space static.
Space static.
Yeah, static. Space 𝐖𝐈𝐓 driver.
Space
Uppercase I.
Okay.
That is it. I. Just click on uppercase I,
Mhm.
uppercase W for web driver. You don't need to cram this thing, web driver. Then lowercase EB for the web. You can see that it has even given you an expo. That first one exactly. Click on it. Click on it.
I'm clicking, it's not clicking.
It's not clicking. Okay, write it in full. Uppercase driver.
Hold the mouse click and drag to select column A and column B, but I'm not including
Then space.
We include the column headings.
Space driver.
Capital letter D.
No, lowercase. Let's use lowercase for this one.
Okay.
There are instances whereby you might want to use your uppercase for your driver, but for this essence of this, let's continue this. Then at the end of that particular line of code, you put your semicolon.
Semicolon.
So there are things that you guys will need to know when you are dealing with automation in C#. What do you notice? Remove the semicolon first. You can see that there's something crying in line 12.
Yes.
It's crying that there's a danger, isn't it?
Yes, red.
That red, exact. That means some people use the word that it is crying.
Mm.
So that shows that another important thing that you need to know that when you are declaring things in C#, at the end of that line of code, you always put a semicolon.
Okay.
Put that. So put the semicolon.
Semicolon.
What do you do? What did you notice?
It has
That
stopped
line
crying.
it has stopped crying. All right. So the first thing we need to do is to declare our driver or to initialize our driver. Knows those terminology to initialize your driver, and this is how to declare my driver to make it public static. Okay, remember I was saying that there are certain things that have to have been done before scenario and certain things that have to be done after scenario. And where is
Yeah.
our scenario taking place? Our scenario is in our feature file. Do you understand? All right, so line 15. What are those things that are supposed to be done before scenario? Let's go to line 15. All right, in our line 15, put space. Okay. Let me explain too. Let me quickly explain these. Remember, why we started this journey? I said something about Selenium WebDriver. Do you understand?
Yes.
No, somebody might be wanted to have, somebody might want to ask me rather a question in line like 10 that why do I have 𝐼WebDriver? That what kind of driver are we talking about? We are talking about the Selenium WebDriver. So I'm still going to make certain explanation after we stop recording so that somebody will understand what we're talking about. So type driver,
Small letter, capital letter D.
the lowercase d.
Yeah.
Okay, the next thing we want to do before that driver, right? In line 14, click enter. Yeah, in line 14, click enter since we are commenting out something. So comment out something too. So the next thing we want to do is to initialize our WebDriver Chrome driver. You can type it in case you want to type. Initialize the WebDriver Chrome driver. That is the second thing that we wanted to do. We want to initialize our WebDriver, space Chrome driver. Yeah, Chrome driver. Don't forget that, when we are adding those Nugget packages, which of the Selenium driver do we have? It was not Selenium drop WebDriver dot Chrome driver. Do you remember?
Yes.
So what we want to do is that we want to initialize the WebDriver for that of what? Chrome driver. So to do that, that will be your line 16, which will now be driver. So go back to line 16, equal to, you can put space to make your code looks neat, space equal to, then space new, type new, space Chrome driver, your Chrome in uppercase, Chrome, and then your D, your Chrome driver. Then your D, the driver in uppercase. Then the open and close bracket. Then at the back, semicolon. Don't forget, we'll be making that semicolon. Otherwise, that thing will continue to cry. No, hold on. You've made a mistake. Remove that particular close bracket there. Good. All right. So that particular line 17, what we've really done is what? We have initialized or we have declared our web driver for what? For the Chrome driver. Do you understand?
Yes.
Don't worry. I'm going to explain again to you guys. All right. Is it getting interesting? Okay, click enter. Then you need to comment out another. Then another step that we need to do is we want to navigate to that particular AUT. You can type it. You can type it. We want to navigate to the test environment. Remember, I've once told you guys that AUT means what? Who can remember the meaning of AUT?
Application under test.
Yes, exactly. That is that particular, let me say, software or website that we want to develop. You understand? So navigate to the application under test. So how do I navigate?
Should I write its full application under test or
Yeah, you can write it. You can write it. Navigate to the application under test, or you can navigate to the test environment. As a tester, the environment you work on is what? Is the test environment, isn't it?
Yes. Can I ask you a question? Quick one.
Yeah, proceed.
On line 11, public status iWeb driver. The driver is there's one
not
green stuff on.
Yes,
On
provided it's not crying, let's ignore it.
okay.
But he wants to cry, but it's not crying, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So how do we now navigate to that application on that test? So that is the line of code or the syntax that we want to write now. So click enter. It's because of this what's it called method. That's why I'm asking you guys to write out. Otherwise, there's no point writing all those comment or those explanation. So to navigate to my test environment, you now say driver dot.
Should I comment out?
You've commented that out. That was your line 18. So
what do I do now?
Your line 18 is what I want to explain to you.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So driver dot navigate, exactly. That window will pop up. Just type navigate, and immediately you press N. That is the navigate. Click on it. No, you don't need to go too much. That's okay. Your N is supposed to be in uppercase. You can see that it's even giving you an option of what to do. Immediately you can see click on that navigate. It will definitely answer.
It's not answering.
It's not answering. Anyway, type it all as in navigate. Just click on navigate. Navigate, then open and close.
Should I Space before open and close.
No. In front of that navigator, don't put space. Don't put space there.
Okay.
Yeah, driver.navigate dot go to URL. That is the last one there. It's supposed to be clickable. You can see that go to URL the way, yeah, it's supposed to, is it not clickable?
It's not clickable.
Really? That's strange. Okay, write it the way you've seen it there. Go to URL. Uppercase U. Then open brackets. So what you need to do is that you put quote. You know the meaning of quote. It's even giving you an option of what to do there. Do you know quote?
Quotes was quotes.
What, how will I even describe it now? When you on your keyboard, what kind of fake laptop are you using?
It's the Lenovo laptop.
Okay, in your number 2, you just click, is it Control or Shift 2? That quote, exactly, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That is, okay, your quotation mark. Am I right?
Yes.
There's this particular URL I gave you, I sent to the something last week. There's one application on that test. You remember something practical, test automation, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, I think I have it. Sorry. Oh, I didn't see it.
Okay, let me check so that I'll send it to you guys. So that is the application on that test. Okay, I'm going to send it to.
I think I have it. Practice test automation.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the application on that test. For the purpose of those that were not here, I'm going to put it on the chat again, so you can copy. That's what we'll be working on anyway.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I've put it. So I've pasted it on the chat.
On the chat. Let me check the chat.
Then at the back, don't check. At the back, put your semicolon. You can see that it is also crying there. So let that semicolon, you should be master with it. So each time you declare something.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now, let me see. We have initialized our Chrome driver. Okay. We have navigated to the application on that test. After that, what we need to do, let's maximize our window. Don't worry. Every of these things that we do, I'm going to explain it in a more simpler way that you understand. Okay, good. So click enter. Then you can also write, okay, maximize the Chrome browser page.
Capital letter M.
Yeah, comment it out. Comment it out. That's what we want to do. Maximize. Okay. So what we want to do is to maximize the Chrome driver page. Okay, maximize the Chrome driver page. Okay, click enter so that we write the syntax or the line of code. Okay. So what's the line of code there? To maximize, then click, then you type driver dot manage, capital M. And I'm still wondering why you said that thing is not clickable. Manage as written there, manage. Okay, then open and close bracket. Then dot window. After that, open and close.
After or inside?
After the open and close bracket. After.
Okay.
Dot. That window, that one should be clickable now. If you click on it, it will be clickable.
You can put tab. You can just press tab.
Yeah, yeah, you are right. You have not done that to this man. Click on it, should be clickable. You click on tab.
I've clicked on tab.
Dot. Maximize.
Capital M.
You can see that maximize here. That one. Maximize. Click it.
Just press tab, it will move.
Then open and close bracket, and don't forget your semicolon. Is there anything that we need to do? Okay, the semicolon. All right, let me see. You've declared driver, you've aggregated to this. Okay, let's put weight. That is very good. Let's put the implicit weight. I'll give that as an assignment to you guys too. All right, another line of code, click enter. Okay, comment out. So this I want to explain. So the next thing is to apply implicit weight command. Type it, apply implicit weight command for 10 seconds. If I apply implicit wait when you tell somebody to wait.
Oh, wait, okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. By the time I use a simple thing to explain all these things, somebody will get, you will now understand it better. Yeah, apply implicit wait command for 10 seconds.
10 in numbers.
Yeah, normal 10 seconds. That line of code is not something we're executing. It's a normal,
Okay.
explanation.
Okay.
You can write it there so that somebody will not forget. Okay, you can write so that driver will wait for 10 seconds before performing the next step. So that driver will wait for 10 seconds. So that's the meaning of that implicit wait.
Okay.
Before performing any steps. Performing any test, any test, not steps. Should be test. Okay. Click enter so that we write the code for the explanation, the English language I've made there. So what do you think we are going to do again? You should know now. Driver. Yes, Jack, you should know what to do. Oh, driver dot manage. Driver dot manage. Open and close. Almost similar to what we are doing. Outside of it, dot not semicolon dot timeout.
Capital T.
Definitely. You can see that timeout there. This man. If you go down the second one, timeout. Good. Open and close. Dot. Can I remember this code again? Implicit. Type implicit. Yeah, exactly. Implicit weight. Then space equal to, I should be able to remember this code. Equal to space, type time, time span. Let me see. Yeah, it is there. Time span. Will that one even answer you? Oh, time span dot. Yeah, okay, let's choose from seconds. From seconds is okay. Since we said 10 seconds, we're not dealing with milliseconds or microseconds.
It's crying now.
Yeah, okay, it's crying, right? Open and close bracket. Then put 10 seconds there, double value. Okay, put 10. Inside that open and close, bracket, put 10 seconds. Oh, just type 10, ordinary 10. Then, since it's crying, so what do you think you need to do? Remove it. Remove that. Remove it. Hold on. Try to put your cursor on that red something. What is it? What do you think? It's giving you an answer.
Okay.
Just right. What do you notice now? You can tell it's telling you that it's expecting what?
CS 1000.
Forget about that CS. After that CS 102, it's telling you that it's expecting a semicolon. You can see semicolon expected.
Yeah, show potential fixes.
Not that show potential fixes. After that CS 100 and 1002, semicolon, isn't it?
Yes.
Starting thing, it's telling you semicolon expected. Do you see that?
Yes. Okay, so we need to put it there.
You need to put that semicolon. That is what it's telling you.
Oh,
It's like giving
okay.
you an hint of what to do next.
What to do next? Yes.
It's like giving you output the way you used to write. You do your like. Okay, let's stop here. Those are those. Okay, okay. Let's go to our after scenario. Before somebody asks me a question, yeah, I'm going to explain every film trick that we've done here. But to be honest, it's very simple. So what? So invariably, what we've done in line 16 to 23, those four syntax were those things that are supposed to be executed, or those things that are supposed to be performed, or those logic that are supposed to be implemented before the scenario, before executing
The test.
the test of this or of the scenario. Good. Then after performing or carrying out test on the scenario, on the steps of the scenario, what is going to happen? That is what we want to do. That so we want to write the syntax, and it's very simple. So scroll up. But to be honest, I've been just straining my eyes.
Sorry.
So line 31. So you can say, let's close. Okay, you can comment out line 31. Yeah. Remember, another thing I want you to understand is that when you look at your line 15 and 24, every code you have written is always inside that curly braces.
Yes.
That what's it called? Yeah, curly braces, that bracket. You can see that every code is written inside. So the same thing in line 31. So what we need to do in line 31 is that, okay, either we close the WebDriver.
Close which WebDriver?
Just type it there. That's what we want to do. So that is what we
Okay.
executed. So type it there and you type close the WebDriver. Close the WebDriver. Okay, click enter.
And the code.
The code again. You should be able to know the code now. Good. Driver dot what?
Driver
Dot. Let me see if you know automation.
dot quit.
If you put quit, you are right. But since I said it should close, then type close, it will be closed. There's also quit too. If you put quit too, it might perform. In fact, that's an assignment again. The difference between driver dot close and driver dot quit. They are performing two different things, but similar to each other. So what do? He's crying. He's still crying.
It's crying everywhere.
So what is
close the current window, quitting the browser if
let me not cause trouble. Remove that what's it called? That semicolon. Then put your open and close bracket. Then after that, what do? All right. Any question? Okay. Any
Is that
question?
all about closing the WebDriver?
Yes.
That's the code for closing the web. Just this.
Yeah, that's the code for closing. But if you want to quit the WebDriver, we can also write the a syntax for that. If you want us to do that, that will be the driver dot quit. That one that you saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But remember I said, okay, let's put it close and quit the WebDriver. So you can enter again. Let's write it. Let's do that. Driver dot quit. Driver dot quit. There's that one. But they are performing two different things. But don't worry, I was going to explain. Open and close. Continue now. You should be able to know this one is very simple now. So in your line 31, put it there so that somebody will not query me that why did you put two things there? Close and quit the WebDriver. Aha. Good. Any questions so far from anybody? Yes, you guys are supposed to ask me questions, but you are not asking. All
Can I
right.
ask a question?
Don't ask me question. Let me now use a layman method to explain everything I have done here so far.
Can I save all first?
Yeah, save all, but I don't know, maybe I should add this to part of the recording, or I should stop the recording and explain it.
I think I should add it because
Add it to the record so we can still go back to it and again.
yes.
These people. Okay. Do we have Jack here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. So, sorry, I want to use a layman language to to explain what I've done here so far. Remember, Jack, I once told you guys that we are in a train, isn't it?
The train? I think so.
You think so?
I don't remember the train. Was that next week?
All right. Remember, guys, I talk about something regarding Selenium WebDriver, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So just picture this simple scenario. Let's start from code number 11. I said we declare what? Our driver. So let me tell you a simple story. Jack wants to travel from London. Let me say he wants to travel from Waterloo to Buckingham Palace. Are you with me now? Are you enjoying my story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I know people like stories, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. So he wants to travel from London Waterloo to Buckingham Palace. Now, what he did was to what? He called on a driver, an Uber driver. So the Uber driver in automation here is the Selenium web driver. So that is what he did in line 11. He declared the driver. He called on the Selenium driver, the Uber driver. So just picture that the Uber driver is the same thing as the what? The Selenium what? Web driver. Are you with me? So this is what is happening. So he declared the driver that, oh, Mr. Driver, what is your name? He said his name is an Uber driver. Okay, so that is what we have in line 11. You can see that public. That means it's declaring, mind you, there's something about Uber driver. Are they not public driver? They are public. All right. So, guys, there are some things that you need to know that I will not answer. Note, why do we have public? Why do we not static? That's an assignment. All right. So let's go. Now, line 13, before scenario. Remember I said we want to carry out to implementation here, that there are certain things that happen before scenario. If we should go back to our feature file, go back to our feature file. I'm still telling you a story, isn't it? Go back to our logic.features. Click on it. In our scenario is telling us that, oh, there's a particular UAT called login page. Given I am on the login page, I cannot just disappear to my login page. I should be in a particular login page and carry out every of these tasks. That I enter my user's name, I enter my password, I click on this, then certain things will happen. Those are what my scenario, isn't it?
Yes.
So let's go back to our base test. This is just like a reminder. All right. Before scenario, that means the scenario is about those stories I want to carry out. Then what are those things that must happen before I can log in or I can get to my login page? The first line said, given I'm on the login page. That means before I can get to my login page, let me be sincere with ourselves. Won't you open your browser?
Yes, you will.
So that is what line 17 is telling us, that, okay, my driver equal to new Chrome driver. So Jack is now telling the Uber driver that, look, I am going to Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is your your application under what? Test.
Yes.
But before you can board Uber driver, are you not going to sit inside the car? Mind you, the car itself is the Chrome driver. Are you enjoying my story now? Remember, I once told you that there are different browsers. You can use Chrome driver, Mozilla, isn't it? That shows that there are different brand of cars that you can use for Uber. Are you enjoying my story, isn't it? So line 17 is telling me that what I'm doing in line 17 is I am initializing my web driver, Chrome driver. Web driver, Chrome driver. Look at the word web driver. Website, the web page, it also has its own driver there. So that means don't forget the fact that initially we said Selenium is used to do what? To automate web what? Application.
Applications.
So I'm still referring to my selenium. And I said something, if you could remember vividly, that selenium, it can, it supports many web application, isn't it? Or many web browser. So you are telling Selenium that, oh, Mr. Selenium, that means Selenium can work with my Chrome driver. So that is what I'm referring to line 70, that you initialize the web driver what? Chrome driver. Do you get it now? All right. So line 12, don't forget, still on Jack, which is, want to board the Uber. So the Uber car itself is the what? The Chrome driver. All right. So what do I need to do? Now that he has entered the Uber car, isn't it? Where is the Uber guy taking him to? Buckingham Palace, isn't it? So you are not, look at that line in line 19. That is why I like C#. Very easy to understand. You are telling me that Uber driver, navigate, use your GPRS and go to this particular URL. Is that not interesting? I'm explaining like 919. Driver.navigate.go to URL. That means you're telling me that, okay, Uber driver, navigate, use your GPRS or your SatNav and go to where? Buckingham Palace. That is the best way I can explain that line 19 to you. Is that not simple enough? Driver.navigate to go to, what is your Buckingham Palace? Your UAT. That particular website. That is the application on that test. And of a truth, that is what your Uber driver is going to do. Because once you, probably order for, a car or your Uber, it's going to use his SatNav, isn't it? It's Google Map. Or if it's using Waze, isn't it? So that is what line 19 is telling us. That Selenium is telling. So that Selenium web driver is the one navigating and telling your Chrome, once you open your Google Chrome, that, okay, what do? Go to www. This particular environment. The same thing, you are commanding your Uber driver to take you to your Buckingham Palace. Do you understand? All right. Line 21. We are talking about maximizing the Chrome web page. Remember, once it's taking you to Buckingham Palace, before you can have access to Buckingham Palace, something is going to happen. The entrance to Buckingham Palace, there are some policemen in red there, isn't it?
Yes.
There is a gate there, isn't it? That means the main palace is very big, isn't it? So you are telling, he has now gotten towards Buckingham Palace, but there are some guys in red clothes there that are just stationary and a small gate. You are telling him that, driver, just manage that window and do what? And maximize. Probably the Uber driver you took, the car is too big or too small. So you are telling him to manage and pass through that gate. Why? Because the main Buckingham Palace is big. So that is what line 21 is telling me, that, oh, Selenium web driver, manage and do what? Maximize your window. Ladies and gentlemen, a practical section. When you open your browser, it will give you a small pop-up page. By the time you maximize, everything will become big, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is what line 21 is talking about. That driver, manage this window and do what? And maximize it. Very simple English language. All right. After he has done that, then why did he need to manage and maximize? So that you'll be able to see what is written in the whole page, isn't it? So that is what you are telling your Selenium driver to do. That, look, help me to open this website, this page, this test environment to be big enough so that I can see. I can use my physical and spiritual eyes and see everything on that particular page. Don't mind me. Do you understand? Now, line 23. Your driver, your Uber driver has entered into Buckingham Palace. So, sorry, guys, you can pause the recording. My attention is needed. Please. Come on, these guys are fast. All right. So, in line 23, line 23 is telling me that, okay, apply implicit wait command for 10 seconds. The essence of that is that now the Uber driver has taken Jack into Buckingham Palace. He has seen the whole building. He's waiting for the king to come out, isn't it? So you are now telling the web driver, my Selenium web driver, that, so Selenium driver, manage a particular time and wait for a period of 10 seconds. So that is what line 23 is talking about. Oh, driver, manage a particular time, wait for a period of what? 10 seconds. You know the meaning of that? You are telling your Selenium well driver that, look, after you have, launched, after you have been to this particular test environment, wait for 10 seconds for everything to load before you carry out testing. So that is what I'm explaining in line 22, that apply implicit wait command for 10 seconds so that your Selenium web driver or Chrome driver will wait for 10 seconds before performing any what? Any test. Those tests that it needs to perform is what we'll be looking next. That is the page object. But we are not going to do that today. Do you understand now?
Yes.
All right. So that is before scenario. And what is going to happen after scenario? After scenario means that after we have carried out our execution, after automation has taken place, the next thing is you need to do, instead of leaving everything open, what do you tell your Selenium driver to do? You ask him to close or you quit. After you have gotten to Buckingham Palace, you have a discussion with the king, you understand, and you want to go. What do you need to do again? You tell the Uber driver, thank you very much, and safe journey. Then you close. Simple as that. Do you understand?
Yes.
Automation is very simple, only if somebody can analyze it very cheap like this. Otherwise, every line of code, you just look abstract. That was the meaning of all this thing. But to be honest, that is the best way I can explain this thing to you, and that is how it works. Any question?
Yes, I have a question.
I hope Jack will not ask me question because it's the man that bought the Uber, car.
Next time I'm gonna rewatch the last one and this one again, because after a certain point it just literally just was getting in, but it wasn't staying. So next week, oh no, not next week, Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Friday, yeah, it's Friday. I'll be up to date.
All right. Noah, ask your question.
Okay, my question would be, why do we have this open and close brackets? If you can see my cursor. And then there's nothing in them, but when we had the open and close bracket about from seconds, we had 10 inside.
Okay.
So what's the difference between those ones up and the ones that have the 10 inside? What do the close and brackets, what do they really mean?
Well, the only answer I can give is that when you look at your line 14,
yes,
we have public void before scenario and open and close bracket. That is a syntax for your method. If I were you, I would just type, what did I mean by method? That is a method. So inside your method, or at the end of that method, you will not have your semicolon. But when you are declaring or when you are initializing and when you're writing an instance, at the end of your code, you always have a semicolon. That shows that my line 17, my line 19 and 23, when you look at it, it's like me, probably, declaring something or initializing something. So let me use the word like a statement. Are you getting it now?
Yeah.
So at the end of that code, we have what? A semicolon.
Semicolon.
Are you getting it now?
Yeah.
Then that 10 that you have there is like me passing a parameter. I've used the word now, parameter. So write it somewhere in your notebook. I said something about method, isn't it? I said your line 14. Remember, every of those jargons or those syntax, we have it from 16 to 23. They are inside a method.
Okay.
The name of that method is called before scenario.
Okay.
That one in what is it, yellow color or golden color? You understand?
Yes, this one.
Yeah. So that is a method.
Okay.
That public void before scenario is a method. Look at another method again. Another method is what we have in line 29.
Yeah.
Public void
after scenario.
You can see the open and close, isn't it?
Yes.
Don't worry. By the time we go to the page object, we'll be writing out a method.
Okay.
You understand it better. I don't want to do that today. I want to do that on Friday. Then you understand. But where people do get confused is this particular base test. But this is the best way I can explain your base test to you in terms of before scenario after scenario.
Scenario.
So a quick summary. So what do we do before scenario? What we do before scenario is to give the Selenium web driver an assignment that, okay, we declare the driver, isn't it? And how do you declare or initialize your driver? That is how to do it in your line 11. I've given you guys an assignment. Go and know more about the public and static that I have over there. And so in terms of the before scenario, what do? I initialize my web driver, Chrome driver. Why? Because I'm using Google Chrome. Do you understand now? Let's do it this way. Click on save. Click on save. Let's just try, yeah, save. Let's try to do certain things now. Open under test. Click on test.
Test. Where is it? Sorry.
Look up. No, look up. Yeah, click on test.
Yeah.
You can see that test explorer, isn't it? Go to test explorer. What I'm trying to do, I'm not supposed to do, but just click on it. I just want to show you guys certain things. Click on that test explorer.
Yeah.
Okay. In front of that rec and roll, there's an arrow there. Click on that arrow. No. By your toward exactly, click on that arrow. There's another arrow. Click on another one again. Click on another one again. Yeah, that is valid login. So click on that valid login. Just click on it. Put your cursor on it, then you right click rather. Put your mouse on it, then click on run. Please watch what is going to happen. Oh, that thing is too fast. It's too fast. What I wanted to show you guys is too fast. Okay, do you know what you're going to do?
No.
In your where you have that driver.close and driver.quit. Just
move the quit.
Yeah, both the driver.close and close, just try to comment it out. Line 32 and 33. Comment that out.
How do I do that?
You forgot in your forward slash in front at the back of that driver. Your double forward slash. Yeah. That is means you've commented that out.
Okay.
The
Do I do
next
it
one
again?
too. Yeah, the next one too. Okay, go to your feature file. There's certain things I want us to do.
I close this one.
Yeah, close it, but you're still going to.
Okay.
In your feature file, in your line, you can see that line 10.
Yes.
That line 10. At the back of line 10. No. That where we have 10 itself, that 10 number. The number 10 itself, that 10. Okay, go to your left hand side a little bit. On that bar, exactly. Click on it. So if I were you, I'll write it down that what am I doing? What I just did is just to put a breakpoint. That red mark is called breakpoint.
The breakpoint, okay.
So don't ask me a question about it. Go and learn about that. Okay, go back to that test again. Stylishly, what we are trying to do, we are trying to debug. Go to your test explorer. We are still going to talk about all these things I'm telling you to do, but I just quickly want to show you what is going to happen before scenario and after scenario. Where you have that valid login again. To be honest, what I'm trying to do now is how to run your test. Go to debug. Click on debug. Yes. So watch what is going to happen now. Here you are trying to tell your Selenium driver to carry out certain task. See, opening, invalid. What is happening? Invalid argument. Close. No, what's it called? At the top of, can you see where you have that test? Where you click on test, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, move to your right hand side a little bit. You're right. Keep moving. You see something like a stop sign when you are recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, click on that. So that is stop debugging. Okay, close this. What's it called? Test Explorer. Close it. Good. Let's clean and build. Clean and build. Clean and build. Have you done that?
Yes.
Click on the test again. Okay, click on Test Explorer. Oh, just click on, okay, click on that arrow in front of it. The next one, that invalid login, click on it.
Valid
The
login.
valid rather. Click on it, then right click and run. Just click on run. Don't be bold, just click on run. Let me see. To be honest, I want to show you guys something about what do you notice about the window? You see that this this is Selenium telling the Chrome driver to do what?
To run that test.
Okay, so just hold on. Don't click on anything. Oh.
Yes.
What do you notice about your window here? You can see that window is very small. Just hold on. I'm just trying to explain that before scenario to you guys. You can see that it's written that Chrome is being controlled by automated test software, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to show you guys. So go back to your let's do it this way. Cancel this. But wait. Even before you cancel, there's this thing I wanted to show you guys that, but you can see from there that cancel this one too. Do you notice that this particular code was executed? One, we declare our driver, isn't it? Line 11. Then line 12, it was able to launch your what? The Chrome driver was able to launch your what? Your Chrome browser. That was what was open. If it were, what's it called? Mozilla or Firefox, that instead of us writing new Chrome, that would be new Firefox. You understand? So Firefox will be the one that will what? Open. If it is the Internet Explorer, which you call the Edge, that will be the one that will be open. But mind you, notice that when it opened, it was small, isn't it?
Yes.
So that is the essence of, by the time you get to that line 21, then the Selenium driver will do what? It will maximize
it.
Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to show you guys so that you understand. Those ones are just those things that will happen before what? Before scenario.
Yes.
Do you know the reason why I asked you to comment out line 32 and 33?
So that it will not close
Exactly, because that was what happened the previous time. The previous you just open and close. So
Yes.
that's what happened. Go to your feature file again. Let me see if remember we are just trying to explain your base test. We have not really started this, man. What are you doing?
Feature file. That's it now.
That is not your feature file. You've not clicked on it. In case instead of you going towards your right hand side, you can also see it at the top there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you put your something on line 10, right?
Yes. Should I remove it?
Put it, yeah, it's supposed to open. Put it in line, yeah. That's okay. That's okay. You can take it away. Double click on it. All right, guys. So go back to your feature file, your base test. You can see, no. Instead of going there, let me show you another way where you can also see it. Go, exactly. Click on it there. That is your base test. All right. So uncomment your driver.close and driver.quit. So this is where we're going to call it a wrap. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give you guys an assignment. To be honest, that assignment we help us in the next one because what we needed to do again. So let's quickly do certain things now. Let's create another folder called the page.
Where do you create that from?
So how do you create a folder again?
Up.
Remember I told you you create your folder from your what? From your project. So let's name this folder page objects. This is what we'll be looking at, page objects. So this is where the automation is getting interested. All right. Okay. So in your page object, you are going to create what? Your page object, a class. Yeah, good. Should we create a class now? Then tomorrow we'll now be setting it up, or on Friday we set it up. We just leave it and continue on Friday.
Let's wait and continue on Friday.
All right, so leave that. Now that we have created the folder, so what we're going to do on Friday, let me give my assignment. To be honest, I have a reason for giving this assignment because by the time we start working on the page object classes, you will understand some terminologies as we go along. This thing is very simple. I hope you'll be able to use my Uber example to understand or to explain the base test. And I know Jack will not forget. All right. So my assignment is just very simple. Go and learn on types of the certain things we call locators. Somebody's asking me, what do we call locators? Yes. Remember, after we have asked our Uber driver to navigate to Buckingham Palace, but there's certain things there are certain things they call locators. Let me also use a simple analogy to explain locators, but go and learn more about it too. Don't forget that when Jack and his Uber driver got to Buckingham Palace, in Buckingham Palace, there are lots of rooms all there, isn't it? You need a guide. Do you understand? You need a guide that will take you and show you that, oh, this is the former queen room, this is the dining room, this is the toilet, this is, you need a tour guide, isn't it?
Yes.
So your locators are your tour guides. And mind you, if you have been to Buckingham Palace, do we have only one tour guide? No. There are lots of tour guides there, isn't it, to guide the tourists. Because Jack is going to Buckingham Palace for the first time, while we have a lot of tour guides, tour guides there to take you around the whole palace. So your locators are more or less like your what? Your tour guides. Let me put it that way. I don't want to talk too much so that you guys will not be using me to be telling you stories so that you understand this thing. So if I were you, go and learn more about locators. I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to leave if you guys have done it or not, and learn more about the different types of locators. I'm not saying you should go and learn about tour guides of Buckingham Palace, so please, I only use that as an illustration. So go and learn more about locators, the different type of locators, and how to use them. So by the time we meet on Friday, it will be very easy to continue with our page objects. You can stop the recording. Do you have any question?